How significant is Spain, Norway, and Ireland's recognition of the Palestinian state? Now, I listened to the BBC last night. I play their, podcast, their news hour or their news half-hour podcast to get myself to sleep at night. And I kept waking up last night. Finally, at 1 o'clock, I listened to the whole news hour, and they had, an Israeli diplomat on who was just foaming at the mouth. He was outraged. How dare they? This is a false equivalent between us and Hamas, and you're rewarding, Hamas with offering them statehood for, a horrible thing that they did. And I mean, the reporter was just really having a hard time even talking to this guy because he just, he was constantly filibustering. But anyhow, how big a deal is this? Well, it seems like, on the one hand, it is a fairly big deal. I mean, Jonas Gahr Store, who is the Prime Minister of Norway, he came out and he said, in the midst of a war with tens of thousands killed and injured, we must keep alive the only alternative that offers a political solution for Israelis and Palestinians alike, two states living side by side in peace and security. The Prime Minister of Spain, Pedro Sanchez, said we have to use all the political resources at our disposal to say loud and clear that we're not going to allow the possibility of a two-state solution to be destroyed by force because it's the only just and sustainable solution to this terrible conflict. He also called out Netanyahu for engaging in a massacre in Gaza. And the Irish Prime Minister, Simon Harris, said he expects more countries are going to join Spain, Norway, and Ireland. And he said that Ireland is unequivocal in fully recognizing Israel and its right to exist securely and in peace with its neighbors, and they are calling for all the hostages in Gaza to be released immediately. But this is not a first. In 2014, Sweden was the first European Union country to recognize a Palestinian state. 140 of the 193 UN member states have recognized Palestinian statehood since 1988. 140 out of 193. The UK has also indicated that it's considering recognizing Palestinian statehood. Now, apparently Rishi Sunak just called for a snap debate or snap elections on July 4th in the UK. That's going to be a whole, we'll dig into that in more detail in later programs, but I don't know if that has anything to do with this or not. And then there's the problem with the Palestinian Authority. The Palestinian Authority is run by Mahmoud Abbas, and Abbas has not held an election since 2006. So you've got a dysfunctional Palestinian Authority. You've got, a terrorist, Hamas. You've got a rogue criminal running Israel right now. It's just an absolute screaming mess. And hopefully, this recognition of a Palestinian state by these three countries, by Spain and Ireland and Sweden, or Norway, hopefully that will help move the process forward. Although what Israel has done in response to this is they've called in their ambassadors from those three countries. So that'll show we're not going to talk to them anymore. Right.